Hello, and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and today, as you've seen on the title, but I'm asking this question. Was Breonna Taylor assassinated? That's a good question. And there's a reason why I'm asking it. Sunny Secular, she had to find a video. It was on TikTok. And she had to deep dive. She searched for it for a long time. And honestly, because she searched for it, that's why I'm just going to do a video on it. Because I had my thoughts and then I kind of just stopped my thoughts. I was like, you know what? She worked really hard to find this video. She really wanted me to see it. So I figured, hey, do a video. Because you think about it, you got to wonder, you got to wonder. So, okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and play what she found. And this is about gentrification. And gentrification is basically when you take an area that you take a podunk area, broke down area, a ghetto, a hood, something like that. Something that's low developed, underdeveloped, low valued, or something. People are living there. That's what they're doing. But then you just start upscaling little pieces of it. You start making it fit for the majority, the outer city people. That's what you do. And as you do that, the prices raise there. They go up. The poor can't afford, so then they have to leave. That's what happens. And as they leave, more area is bought up, higher development, you move the more well-to-do in. Basically, you get rid of the low class and you put in the middle class, and trust me, it happens to the middle class in small areas. You get middle class people that have been living there for a while, but then some rich uppity people want to move in, so you got that large yard that the middle class have. The wealthy will buy it up and use like 4 or 5 properties for their one home, not including the land. It's just the house. So it does happen. So I'm going to play this. Hopefully it comes in all right, but check this out.
Arrested. And now we're starting to get a bigger picture. So far we've been focusing on the fact that cops went to her house, it was the wrong house, and then they shot 22 times. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Her case actually revolves around a bigger problem, which is a gentrification plan. Vision Russell is a citywide gentrification plan that is there to recreate that area. The city is getting around a little under $235 million to recreate the neighborhood, which is basically this little block. Breonna Taylor's home was actually supposed to be part of this redevelopment project. However, in order to gentrify a place, you kind of need it to be vacant. Police were deliberately misled to believe that the house that they were raiding was actually a crack house, and that the house that they're raiding was actually a big drug bust. However, not a single drug was found at the house. So why would the city lead the narcotics division into a house thinking it's a drug bust? It kind of makes you think, because the city's already getting millions of dollars for redevelopment, and that's also where they got the no-knock warrant to bust down the house. You see, there's always something bigger running the show. Like right now, we're fighting against police brutality, calling out racist cops, when there's a bigger racist system that's using the racist cops as a pawn. Let's talk gentrification. It's been
all right. Hope that wasn't too fast for you. So yeah, that's what you really think about it. If you connect the dots the way he's saying it, yeah. And the truth is, it's been done so many times before. Honestly, I can't help but to just think he's right. It's been done too many times. There's been neighborhoods that were there are apartment complexes. Yeah, they were run down, broke down up in New York and whatnot, and in the southern Midwest of the country. Alabama, Mississippi, all them to name a few. And yeah, where black people got ran up out of their areas because, well, the landlords sold the apartments. They sold the land, the rights, the deed, and everything. And then it becomes some kind of strip mall back in the day, or some new, office building. That's what they do. And then those that don't want to leave, they get, they go missing. That's what usually happens. So if you really think about that, if her home, last one, most likely didn't want to leave, probably didn't care, probably didn't even know. We don't know. Why? Because cops shot her multiple times in her sleep. They They didn't roll up in there, look at her and shoot her. No, there was wild shooting. And I honestly, I'm going to be straight up with you. I question how many of them were actually cops. I question how many of them were actually cops. Some may be former, some might have been in training, some might have been trying to get into a gang. Either case, this was not right. And if you want, let's just take it past it, because he is talking about the one thing that I loved what he said. We're talking about, cops versus this protest thing, we're protesting against police brutality. It's like, look, that's not where the protest needs to be, because, and just hear me out, police brutality has been a part of this country for over 100 years, maybe about 210 years. And it goes way back, basically, to those that had to, catch slaves, the slave catchers. That's just the nature of the country. This country was founded on this stuff. It was founded on hatred, genocide, prejudice, bigotry, misogyny, all of that hatred. This country was founded on this, and this country's been raised and held up with that in mind. And then, if that's not enough, fear. They use fear. So while we're protesting cops, we're not protesting the one thing that we know would get change. And that's part of our fear. We're scared. You need to protest yourselves. You need to protest yourselves. Because the most power that we truthfully have, the true two levels of power we got, the weakest, voting. That's the weakest. But if you do it in mass and you vote for the same right people, not the people you think are on your side because that's just the way it is. No, if you literally vote, you don't have to form a union, or you don't have to do some kind of charity work, or, no. Talk to your friends, your neighbors and stuff, and say, hey, let's make sure we find this candidate and vote for that candidate. Protest the status quo. Protest the partisan voters. And I mean, you do it in a nice, calm, chill, and understanding way. Because we voted the same way all our lives. And all our votes ever done is allowed lives to be lost. So we can't blame politicians. We can't blame the police. We can't blame those racists out there that can't wait for this to happen. We have to blame those that are in charge en masse of making change that don't do anything at all. Those that want progressive, not a party, don't vote for the party. Vote for the person. And I know you might be shaking your head saying, lofty idea, yada, yada, I'm not going to change, we're not going to do anything. I understand that. But if you don't change, you can't complain. You can't. You want honest justice for Breonna Taylor? Then you have to vote these criminals out. Because if you did this as a trial and you say, look, you all wanted gentrification. It's clear what happened. The dots can be connected easily. And then anyone would say, you got to prove intent. And just think about it. When you have that level of money and power, you have to prove intent. If you don't have to prove intent. You just have to say they intended to do it. If a cop picks up somebody on the corner and they got even an ounce of weed on them, they have possession with intent to distribute. You see what I'm saying? They got coke, smack, anything, it don't matter what it is, any kind of up or down or something. They have possession with intent to distribute. That's the charge. That's the accusation. And then they have to beat the accusation. And then you got to ask yourself this. Has anyone ever truly proven that somebody did have the intent to distribute? You know? Did anyone ever prove it? Or was it just you got caught with it and, you know, you going up the river? That's just it? You have to prove that you didn't have the intent. And that's almost next to impossible. But when it comes to these people, did you know that you were sending them to a home that had no drugs in it at all? Did you know that this home was in an area that you were all trying to sell and you know, make all, you know, middle class, if not higher? You know, you knew. I mean, you literally, the city sent these cops there, knowing how messed up these moments are, how the racism is on the surface now and not so subtle. So you did that. You literally did this with the intent for someone to be killed so you could sell off that area, because if they can't pay it, then the bank can buy it, sell it to you, you buy it, there you go. Now they can sell what they want, build what they want, and then everyone's happy and richer. And they say, you got to prove that. Why? So since we have to fight that level of a system, why not just change it? Why not find or become that person that will change the system from the ground up? And this can be done in a matter of 2 years. Straight up. And I'm not lying to you. All it takes is for people to say, we need to stop the death in the street, and we can't stop it so long as you've got these politicians that's getting kickbacks from these other organizations and then giving so much money to police officers when police officers are making over $100,000 a year. Low average. Just think about that. Our tax money is going to the people that's killing us. We're paying them to murder us. And you vote in your sheriff, you vote in your mayor, your governor. That's what you do, and they don't do anything. I mean, you have to vote in for people that are outright progressive, and they have to do it. They have to make the changes. And that's why my proposal would be, if you could get some way to make an amendment where there are votes cast every 6 months. You've got 6 months to make outright change for the better. And if not, you get the chance to be voted out. They could do it from home. They could do it on a phone call. And all they would need to do is have their address, their name, birth certificate, birth date, all that stuff, social security number, be 18 years or older, and they can vote. You got your social security, you've got your name, your birth certificate, address. There's no way to confuse it. There could be 1,000 Aaron Smiths, but they're not going to have the same social security number. It's that simple. And so you talk to your neighbors and your friends, say, listen, just think about this. You know, we can change the system. And it could just be our neighborhood only or our family only. But we all talk to our friends, anyone that we're acquainted with. We talk and say, hey, look, we want actual change, progressive, honest change. We want to stop the pain, the harm, the death. It ain't about Black Lives Matter. It's about people, innocuous people. Because whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, you know, it doesn't matter. They'll kill you to get what they want. Because it's all about the money. You know, that's what drives it all. No matter what you say or do, even in your own life, you can literally just look in that mirror and say, cash rules everything around me. You can say it. Because it's true. when you have somebody go to someone else's home and that person's going to get paid, that's a hit. That's a hit. Like in Godfather, it happened. Vito Corleone, he got shot down, didn't he? He didn't die. But what were they telling Sonny? It wasn't personal, it was business. Personal or business, it was a hit. Sonny wanted retribution. And he was going to go to the mattresses for his father. You know, well, yeah, as you say, he did go to the mattresses. Now, yeah, this is all made up. But even in real life, there are multiple stories of people that'll go to the mattress and have gone to the mattress for their family members. Speaking just for the moment, identifying as a black man in the country, I would have to ask if these people out here can go to the mattresses for their loved one, what is it going to take for us? Because it ain't just loved ones, it is our entire race and culture that's being assassinated, hunted like deer. What does it take? How many of us have to die before we say, you'll die before we do? Because that's the scary part. And that's why I offer change at that political area, beginning with you, your people. Build it up from the ground up, and it don't take long. Just a simple, decent talk. If you want to point them to this video, fine. If you want me to make a much shorter video, much shorter as a message, I'll do that. Probably write a script or something upon request or whatnot, but I'll do that. You know, and yes, this is going long, but I really want to set in. Change needs to happen, or we can't complain. You can't. If the cops are beating people, killing, torturing, kidnapping, and all you can do is yell, why? Why waste your breath? No, don't. Stop it. What are you doing? What? Why are you doing what? What? Stop it. They're nonviolent. They're nonviolent. They're complying. They're complying. You can shout it. You can repeat it. Hands up, hands up, hands up. It don't matter how many times you yell it, how loud you yell it. If you just take a moment and notice that no matter what you do, they just keep doing what they're doing. He's not resisting, but they're still beating on him. Look at him. He's unconscious, but they're still kneeling on him. No matter what you do and scream, they're going to keep doing what they're doing because that's what they enjoy. They love it. And they know that you aren't going to do anything about it. If people started dogpiling and jumping on police officers, then the police officers could actually say, I was scared. But then you got to ask, why? Would they have done that if you had not done what you did? And it's going to get to a point where there's going to be some crafty people. And when they see cops doing this illegal stuff, they're going to take aim from a distance. And nobody's going to say who did it. So long as that cop stops the abuse by any means necessary, even if it was stopped for him or her. The way to stop that level, that possible future, is to make sure that you stop it right here and now. Stop begging the officers, stop screaming at them, stop yelling at them, because it don't work. It don't help. You watch a movie and the bad guy grabs the girl, just grabs her. She says, let go of me. Then what was the point of grabbing her in the first place? Well, clearly that's not going to happen. Why even waste your breath? The object was to kidnap you, to use you as leverage. Telling me to let go isn't going to change that now, is it? What's it going to be? Ha, I got you. Let me go. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Didn't just, trying to be an antagonist here, but you know what? I'll go find somebody else that'll be more compliant. No, that's not going to happen, and it will never, ever happen. Stop begging. Stop begging. You want me to beg for you? Fine, because I've been doing it this show. I've been begging. Listen to me. Hear me. Vote in like-minded, progressive people. Find them. Listen to them. Talk to them. Get them in. And make sure you let them know, if you don't try, if you don't do all you can to get safety, get harm reduction to the point where there's no harm at all, reform these police, defund them, because no one making that level of money needs to be going out killing people. They're just having a good hobby on the taxpayer's dime. That's not right. I personally don't want any of you going out there working so hard to pay these police officers to go out there and kill people, because that's what's happening. And then in that same hard-earned money going to these governors and mayors and sheriffs that capitulated, that won't change it, that will only make sure that they hire more officers to go out and kill more people, to cover their butts when they do wrong and murder someone. It's time to make a change. It starts with you. It will always start with you. Whoever hear this, this is for you. You want justice for Breonna Taylor, you have to change and get active and vote these people out, and start talking to people around you and other places, and just say, hey, we need to vote for progressives. It ain't about Democrat. It ain't about Justice Democrats. It ain't about TYT. It ain't about the rare one or two progressive Republicans, because they are out there. Hard to believe, but those one or two or three people are actually out there. They want the same things you want, but they are too afraid to go out and get it. Cash rules everything around me, but you need to stop letting it. You need to rule everything around you, not the money, not the fear, not the shame. Too many minority lives have been lost in vain. And it can stop today. Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. More before, more after. They have all been slain, murdered, put down without a care, seen less than a person because of the color of their skin or their gender. We're going to let that keep going. Vote for somebody that's going to actually do some change. And if they're not, don't vote for them. Write your own name in. Write someone's name in that's on the ticket or was on it. Write it in. You have that freedom. Exercise that one little piece of freedom. And if you think you're throwing your vote away, you're not, because it will make a statement. This person got 1 or 2% of the vote. What in the world? Then you get their name out there. Voting shouldn't be about popularity. Oh, I know this person. I like this person. Yay, they're a celebrity. No. This is your life. Your personal, single life. That's what this is. And if you vote for the status quo, you're literally voting for your own possible demise. That's the truth. And you can talk about, I don't go out there and do this or that. You can say that, you can think that. But they will come to you. They went to her. They went to her boyfriend. They went to her. They killed her. Tried to get him. He fought back. Why would the guy with the gun that's got a good aim not get killed? Because they knew better. Besides, there's a chance that they was never trying to hit him anyway. They knew what they was there for, and they did it. Because if you got that much control in the city, you got blueprints of someone's home, you know exactly where to shoot. They probably canvassed the place, looked at it, saw where she was, and just rushed. Did what they did and knew they were going to get away with it. Just think about that. And they're going to get away with it. I know what I would do when it comes to the police. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know. But if I was sheriff, mayor, governor, whomever is outright in charge of how the police function 100%, oh, I know what I would do. I know exactly what I would do. But that'd be another video. And I'm not saying what I would do would be perfect, but it would get a stark change. There's a chance I might not live through it, but I would do it anyway. Maybe my death would save thousands more. It could be worth it. It could be. Somebody's willing to die to make an outright drastic change to something. Can't you just go out and vote? Can't you go out and talk? Just saying. You know, I'm not up in arms about all this like others would be. No, because I'm not surprised. I'm not stunned. None of that. You know, to me, it's just Thursday. But I do want to thank Sunny Secular for finding this. I suggest you check out her channel, Sunny Secular Gen Xer. Check out her channel on YouTube. She probably put a comment down here. You can click on her, get to her YouTube channel, check it out. She also has a Secular Minority podcast. You can check that out as well. She does interviews, very good interviews too. You know, so check that out. And thank you for the video, Sunny Secular. I hope it made some sense to you and to anybody else. You know, to all that hear this. I know this was long, but this was a hit. This is an assassination. Can I prove it? Going on the connections that was made earlier, that's all I would need. If you can indict a ham sandwich, you should be able to put these murderers behind bars with no problem. Just saying. Justice ain't blind. It's a liar. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.